Did you know a half-eaten sandwich from the plane could get you into trouble at Japanese customs? Sounds ridiculous, right? But Japan has some seriously strict rules on what you can and can't bring into the country. From certain medications to everyday snacks, a lot of things that seem harmless back home could actually get you stopped at customs, or worse, confiscated. And trust me, nothing ruins the excitement of landing in Japan faster than having airport security dig through your suitcase, questioning why you packed something illegal. So before you close that suitcase, let's go over the banned and restricted items that could get you in trouble. Number 1, prescription medications and over-the-counter drugs. You'd think bringing your prescribed meds would be a no-brainer, but Japan doesn't play around when it comes to pharmaceuticals. Some drugs that are legal elsewhere are completely banned, no exceptions. For example, Adderall and Dexedrine? Illegal. Even if you have a prescription, you cannot bring them into Japan under any circumstances. Meanwhile, Ritalin is allowed but only under strict conditions. You need a doctor's note, a pharmacy script, and you have to keep it under a certain weight limit. Over-the-counter meds, like Benadryl, are fine, but anything containing pseudoephedrine, which is found in many decongestants, is restricted. Always check Japan's official customs website before bringing any medication. What's legal at home might not fly here. Number 2, vapes and nicotine-based e-cigarettes. If you're someone who travels with a vape, this part is important. In Japan, nicotine-based vape liquids are illegal unless prescribed by a doctor. And yes, customs officers do check. Some tourists have had their vapes confiscated at the airport without warning, so if you're bringing one, be prepared to say goodbye to it before you even step outside. You might see CBD products like oils or gummies being sold in places like Don Quixote. But here's the catch. CBD isn't the same as THC, the part of cannabis that makes you high. CBD is legal in Japan, but only if it contains absolutely no THC. So if you're thinking about bringing your own CBD products, check the label and make sure it's 100% THC-free. Otherwise, you could be in serious trouble. Number 3, pepper spray and self-defense weapons. In many countries, carrying pepper spray or a small pocket knife is no big deal. But in Japan, different story. These are considered weapons and are completely banned unless you have special permission, which, let's be real, most tourists won't get. If you're worried about safety, Japan is one of the safest countries in the world. You don't need to carry self-defense weapons, and bringing them could get you into serious trouble. Number 4, meat and dairy products. Bringing some beef jerky or cheese for a snack? Think again. Japan has strict animal quarantine laws, and most meat and dairy products are not allowed. Even sealed products might not make it past customs. Don't be that tourist whose entire snack stash is confiscated because you didn't check the rules. The same goes for fresh fruits, vegetables, and raw seeds. Apples, mangoes, or even nuts with shells. Leave them behind unless you have prior approval. It's better to wait until you're in Japan to explore their amazing local food options instead. Number 5, certain skincare and cosmetics. Some skincare products contain ingredients that are restricted in Japan, especially those with high levels of hydroquinone, used in skin lighteners, or steroids. That fancy cream you love? It might not be legal here. Before you pack your skincare essentials, make sure they don't contain ingredients that could get flagged. Oh, and about deodorant. Japan has a strong culture of scentless deodorants. Many locals find heavily scented products rude, so if you're bringing your usual brand, just know that it might not be the most socially acceptable choice. Number 6, large-sized batteries and power banks. If you're carrying power banks or extra batteries, make sure they're within the limit. In Japan, anything over 160 watt might be restricted, especially if you're carrying multiple. Also, walkie-talkies and certain radios might not be allowed if they don't meet Japan's strict frequency regulations. If you bring one, be prepared for customs officers to give it a second look. Now let's address some common questions travelers have about packing for Japan. I'm a photographer. Can I come with a drone? Probably the small-sized ones. Aside from general drone restrictions, bigger models may require special permissions to enter the country. Can you bring deodorant? Yes, but stick to unscented options to fit in with Japan's scentless culture. What about Benadryl? Totally fine as long as it's the US version without pseudoephedrine. Can you bring Ritalin? Yes, but with strict rules, a 30-day supply, a doctor's note, and under 2 grams in total weight. And what about Adderall? Nope, not allowed at all. One traveler shared that switching from Dexedrine to Ritalin for their narcolepsy wasn't ideal, but it was necessary to comply with Japanese law. These small adjustments can make all the difference in ensuring a smooth trip. So, now you know what not to pack for Japan, because let's be real, no one wants to start their trip with customs drama. But packing mistakes are not the only thing that can cause headaches. If you're traveling with kids, there are a few things that could make or break your trip. And trust me, some of them are easy to overlook. But don't worry, I've covered all the biggest mistakes parents make when traveling to Tokyo and how to avoid them. So if you want a smoother, stress-free trip, click the link above to check it out next. And if this video helped, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more travel content.